Welcome back. All right, so you may hear some explosions in the background. There's fireworks, there's firecrackers. So I figured that for this one on Halloween, I'll go ahead and wear my Skywalker geeky jersey. I'll throw on the really puffy Rebel hat, and we'll go ahead and play it off like I don't know, on Coruscant or somewhere, and there's some kind of a battle going on. I don't know. Get creative. I just happen to bring my entire set with me because I'm that insecure. All right, so we'll start things off, kaboomy, with Detroit kind of getting blown out by Buffalo. So the explosions you hear may very well be genuinely from this game. So it's Nedeljkovic versus Comrie. The first thing that stands out to me is the empty seats. Now I get it. I get that the Buffalo fans are angry about the last decade. It's been ugly, but this team's pretty good. So this team deserves the support, deserves to have those seats filled up. If things continue like this, I'm hoping they do fill those seats because I know Buffalo has a really good fan base. I understand that football might be a little more important right now, but the hockey team is pretty good. So the early chances were actually for the Wings. The Sabres press at 3 minutes. They have the shot advantage of 4-2, 5 minutes into the period. The Sabres are held to the outside for the first half. Limited chances for both teams at this point. It really looked like it was going to be a low opportunity game, to be honest. Mickey Redmond, absolutely fantastic. Love Mickey. There were so many things. Just absolutely great with Mickey tonight. I will be talking about him again here. Sabres press with 7 minutes left. Veleno with a turnover chance that deflects wide. Girgensons has a shot kicked aside, but it's all Sabres at this point, and then they get on the board. Thompson from Skinner and Fitzgerald at 16:52. And what did Mickey say? Eesh. As soon as that going in, eesh. And I'm like, yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Eesh. So with 2:51 left, the Sabres get a power play. It becomes a minute and 15 seconds of 4-on-4. That's all killed off. It's only 1-0 Buffalo after one. And early in the second period, Ernie fires wide, the Sabres rush, and then it's a brief press for Detroit and ends up in the back of the net. It's Olli Maatta, who's scoring and putting up points at a rate that I don't think he ever has in his career. He scores from Kopp and Hronik at 126. Sabres press for an answer. They would eventually get one. It's Jack Quinn. This is his first NHL goal, isn't it? From Thompson on Okposo at 5:22. Thompson was in for a big night. He's already got 2 points. Kaboom. Bar down from we can just pretend. You know what? I should have worn like a Homer Simpson style jersey, and then I could have pretended that I was making moonshine in the basement. Darn it! All right, just thought of it now. It's too late. Keep it going. We'll do it live. Thompson has a rush chance held. Quinn was denied on a 2-on-2 rush. The shots are 11-4 for the Sabres with 9 minutes left. Then you hear a really loud flub off, just not the word flub, and Mickey goes, "Okay, why not?" Like he's, sure, I'll go, which I thought was great because a lot of the time you hear that awkward silence when you hear loud swearing from the ice. I love that they acknowledge it. Ken Daniels like, yeah, that was pretty loud. Yep. All right. Wings press with 6 minutes left, but there's a goal at 14:26, and it's scored by the Sabres. It's Skinner who started heating up from Thompson and Okposo. It's after a turnover. The Wings try to answer. The Sabres get a power play. It becomes a minute and 2 seconds of 5-on-3 due to a delayed game call. Thompson has a shot that's held. Then there was a post for him on his next opportunity, and then he buries it. 5-on-4, so this is after the 5-on-3 was done, from Tuck and Okposo at 18:30. Now, to Detroit's credit, they do answer to make it 4-2 before the period's out. It's Perron from Veleno and Sider at 19:03. So it's 4-2 Buffalo after 2. Third period. Power has a blast that saved and held. The Wings are really having turnover issues at this point. Sabres get a power play. That leads to a shorthanded goal for Detroit that brings them within a goal. It's Larkin at 4:19, and it was a fast break, and it's in the net. So there's a lucky bounce there to get to Larkin as well. But hey, lucky bounces are what they are. And then they finish the kill. But the shots are 8-2 for the Sabres at 7.5 minutes. They really weren't being denied tonight. We get 2 minutes of 4-on-4, becomes a 4-on-3. When it's 5-on-4, it's Dahlin that scores his 6th of the season. It went in off Olli Maatta from Middlestad and Thompson at 12:53. So there you go. Maatta's driving offense at both ends of the ice. And then it's Cousins from Power and Peterka at 14:47. Then it's Thompson getting his hat trick goal from Skinner and Dahlin at 15:58. So that's 3 goals over a very short period of time. And so Mickey becomes more and more entertaining as this goes on. And then Asplund in the final minute, because why not, scores from Krebs and Girgensons at 19:21. The final score is 8-3. 8 goals, the most we've seen in a game so far this year, and it's scored by Buffalo. They go to 6-3 on the season. Detroit 4-3-2. They've lost 3 of their last 4. So things have started turning in the wrong direction for Detroit. The shots are 14-6 Buffalo in the first, 15-9 Buffalo in the second, 17-3 Buffalo in the third. Yeah, they're pretty good. Final shots 46-18. So Nedeljkovic smashed his stick. I think it was after the hat trick goal. Might have been the Cousins goal, but I don't blame him because Nedeljkovic didn't play badly. The power plays, Detroit 0 for 1, Buffalo 2 for 5. The hits 20-11 for Detroit. Nedeljkovic 38 saves on 46 shots. Comrie saves 15 out of 18. I didn't think Comrie was overly solid in net, but he wasn't busy enough. They didn't test him enough, so we'll never know. All right, next up, Washington in against the Columbus Blue Jackets. This felt like a playoff game. It was close like a playoff game. We may see these teams meet in the playoffs. So it's Kemper versus Anderson, early pressed by the Canes. They end up getting a power play, and they score first. And it's Nason with his first of the season. From Burns and Natchez at 4:27, he tips the point shot in perfectly. Knew exactly how to angle his stick there. Caps try to answer, but they don't get shots on net. In fact, the shots are 5-0 Carolina at 8 minutes. So the Caps are getting the zone time, not hitting the net. Ovi fires one wide on a 2-on-1. Shea then had a chance that deflects out. The Caps get a power play. There was a shorthanded fast break for Aho. He's denied. That's killed off with 3:58 left. The Caps go back to the power play, and Carolina killed that one off too. So we go to the second period with the score 1-0 in favor of Carolina. In the second, Nason had a rush chance saved, and then it's a buried rebound, and it's Dylan Strome getting on the board from Jensen and Sherry at 1:23. The Canes then get a power play. That was killed off. Caps then get a power play. That led to a shorthanded rush by Slavin, which was deflected out. But then it's a power play marker, and it's Ovechkin from his spot. You know his spot. He loves that spot, and that's why. He scores from Gustafsson and Kuznetsov at 8:57. I kind of picture him being like Sheldon during the power play. You're in my spot. Why are you in my spot? And then kaboom. But he wired it from his spot. He gets that goal. He's now 16 behind Gordie Howe on the all-time list. He's a little over 100 behind Gretzky. It's going to happen. The Canes then get a power play. Ahos fires one high. That's killed off. But then Svechnikov buries a rebound to tie the game once again from Stastny and Natchez at 15:42. And Svechnikov just stood in a place where the puck came to him, and he buried it into an open net. With 1:37 left, the Canes get another power play, so that rolls over into the third period. Aho has a shot that's saved as the kill comes to an end. The Caps get a power play. It's killed off. Lots of power plays in this game. Shots are 4-0 for the Canes at 6.5 minutes. So, much like in the first, the Canes come out, they're getting all the shots. Aho has a net feed to Jarvis, near miss there. Irwin was then denied in close. Very strange to see Matt Irwin pinch there. Strome was then robbed. We get 2 minutes of 4-on-4. There was an embellishment call there, which didn't make fans happy, but that would be reciprocated not too long after. Shots are 6-4 for the Canes with 7.5 minutes left. Natchez has a rush chance that's held. We got 2 minutes of 4-on-4 again, as both teams ended up being given an embellishment call. That's great. That way both fan bases can say, our guy didn't dive. Ovi has a net drive that's defended with 1:55 left. The Canes draw a power play. So that kind of rolls over into the overtime. Canes controlled early. Slavin with a near miss. Kuznetsov has a rush chance that's saved. And it was a 4-on-4, I should say, until there was a whistle. The whistle was because Anderson had a problem with his mask, so they blew the whistle so he could fix that. It was one of the straps at the back of his helmet there. Slavin has a rush chance that's saved. The Canes go back to the power play in overtime. Burns had a blast that was held. They do kill that off. And then what really made me laugh in the final minute was the Caps really needed to get some changes made. Both Trevor Van Riemsdyk and Dmitry Orlov jumped onto the ice and jumped right back off. And I thought, that's kind of fun. Like, you have the 6 foot, so this is where the too many men on the ice thing starts in. You have a 6 foot range where a player can be within that range of the bench. So there wasn't too many men on the ice. But I thought it was really entertaining to watch them jump on and jump right back off. Jump on, jump right. And because they did it rapid fire, that was noticeable. But we go to a shootout. Svechnikov would get the winner. And it was a fun little storm surge that they just threw some candy to the crowd. Not a lot. They didn't have it up in the ceiling and raining down. That would have been good. Full-size chocolate bars would have been good. Just raining down on everybody. By the time they get to people in the lower bowl, it's got some pretty good speed to it. Anyways, the final score is 3-2 for Carolina in the shootout. They go to 6-2-1. Very good October. Washington will take the point here. They dropped to 5-4-1, but Carolina outplayed them pretty well throughout the game. The shots are 11-5 Carolina in the first, 7-6 Washington in the second, but then 15-7 Carolina in the third, and 3-1 Carolina in overtime. Final shots are 35-20 for the Canes. Power plays, Washington 1 for 4, Carolina 1 for 6. Hits were 32-21 for Washington. Kemper saves 32 out of 35. Freddie Anderson, 18 saves on 20 shots. He looked good. Wasn't all that busy. So yeah, last up, LA in against St. Louis. And this is another one that through one period you wouldn't have known what was going to come in this one. So it's Quick versus Binnington, early jump for the Kings. Edler has a shot that deflects wide. O'Reilly was then denied on a rebound opportunity he had at the other end. Blues get a power play. The Kings did kill that off. Krug gets a shot that's saved. Tarasenko was denied. Shots are 6-2 though for the Blues at 7.5 minutes. So they come out pretty well. The Kings get a power play, or they didn't, because on the delayed call, the LA Kings score. It's Velarde with his 8th of the season. Yeah, Velarde's playing pretty well. From Fiala and Kempe at 13-12. I'm going to be honest. I keep thinking, just buy a Velarde jersey. Just do it. Just buy a jersey, have Velarde's name put on the back. Own it, because you wanted the Canucks to draft this kid back in the day, and everybody's like, oh, you wanted him instead of Pettersson. Yeah, Velarde looks pretty good now. It took years, but he finally does. He finally looks like what I had hoped he would be when he was in his draft class. Dursey hits a crossbar in a rush, so it was almost 2-0 there. Schen's then denied on a wraparound. The Blues press with 4 minutes left. There's a near miss for Buchnevich. So it's 1-0 LA after 1. We're going to the second period. Roy has a screenshot that's held. Kings press are kept to the outside. Neighbors with a net feed that was blocked. And then it just happens. It starts with Grundstrom from Kupari and Fiala at 3:44. Kyrou then had a rush opportunity. Quick poke checked him there. But at 5:06, Kopitar scores from Velarde and Doughty. So there's Velarde on the board again. Kings press for another. They end up getting a power play, and they score on it. It's Kaliev that makes it 4-0 from Moore and Arvidsson at 7:39. And I put power play goal, but it was as it ended, so I don't know. They might have made it just a 5-on-5 goal. I know it was as the power play came to an end. It's one of those ones where if it does qualify as a 5-on-5 goal, it shouldn't. I've had this discussion on this channel before. I think if it's within a second or 2 seconds of the end of a power play, it should count as a power play goal. There is no way that player is still in the play. The only exception being if there's a whistle and then the goal like a second later. But anyways, you guys know what I'm saying. Kings press for another, and at 9:59, Grundstrom scores to make it 5-0 from Fiala and Roy. And that was the end of the night for Binnington. So Binnington comes out. There were some cheers when Binnington came out. This has been a rough last 5 games for the Blues, and it's been some rough times for Binnington. So there's a video topic in there, whether it's on the Blues and this absolute crash they've had, or on goaltenders that are off to slow starts. There's a video there. So Grace was in, and then less than a minute later, St. Louis scores. This is what you want to see when your team allows 5 in the first half of the game. Get 1 back right away. It's Toropchenko from Barbashev and Achari at 10:42. Walker then at a blast held as the Kings press. The Kings get a power play, I should say, with 39 seconds left in the second period. So that rolls over into the third. The Blues finish the kill. The shots are 4-0 in favor of St. Louis 6.5 minutes in. Quick was having a good game. He wasn't having any of it. We get a power play for the Kings that led to a shorthanded rush by Thomas that killed about 30 seconds of that power play. It is killed off, but after the kill's done, the Kings still get some pressure. The Blues press back at the half. O'Reilly had a wraparound that was held. We get some pushing after that. Probably some frustration for the Blues. Completely understandable. This is at home. Velarde goes beast mode, which I don't think I've seen Velarde go beast mode. And so for people like beast mode, what does he mean? It's where the player's just playing keep away. He's got the puck. He's deking around guys. He's deking through guys. He's protecting the puck and making it look like he's got it on a string. And so Velarde, his confidence right now is the highest I've ever seen it in the National Hockey League. The Blues weren't getting anything going either in the second half. Like if you're a Blues fan, you're looking for some sign that things are turning around, and it just wasn't there. There's a near miss by Mikey Anderson as the Kings press. 1:51 left. The Blues go to the power play. Thomas was denied. Quick holds. And there you go. Your final score is 5-1. The LA Kings go to 6-5. They go above 500. The Blues are not above 500. They're 3-5. The shots are 8-7 LA in the first, 16-8 LA in the second, 12-7 St. Louis in the third. Final shots were actually 30-28 for LA. Power plays, the Kings 1 for 3, St. Louis 0 for 4. The hits 33-17 for St. Louis. Quick saves 26 out of 27. That'll help the save percentage. Binnington saves 14 out of 19, and then Greiss saved all 11 in relief. So it's not a goalie controversy in St. Louis, but there's definitely a situation when it comes to Binnington's numbers right now. And this is the thing, right? Binnington didn't have great numbers during the last regular season either. He's just very good in the playoffs. It was Husso that was very good for St. Louis in the regular season mostly. And so, yeah, now the Blues, I think, have some question marks here. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. If you're a Blues fan, are you concerned? Or are you like, you know what? This happens. It's early in the year. It's no big deal. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. And again, one last time, happy Halloween to all those who celebrate. And if you don't, it's fine too. But it is a fun time of year. And thank you guys so much for all your support. Tomorrow it's November, which means it'll be raining here because it rains all November. The song November Rain is definitely about this part of the world. All right. Thanks again for all your support. I'll talk to you soon.